Tell me what you like. You should stay the night. I wanna wreck you till you're weak. Hi guys, welcome back. It's Gigi here. Welcome back to our channel. So basically, you already seen the description or the pictures I posted on Instagram. This is based off of that. Going for more of a very doll-like, peachy kind of makeup, very light, very angelic. I really enjoy creating this look, and yeah, I'm pretty much obsessed right now. So I don't want to have such a long intro. So by all means, go right to the tutorial. So I basically already did my foundation, concealer, and all that kind of stuff. I'm assuming people already should know this step, so I will kind of like briefly go over what I use. So of course, primer is important. So I used the one from MAC, Prep and Prime Natural Radiance, and I used the one in the yellow because from what I've heard, it's good with counteracting rednesses. So, and then I use for my foundation, my ultimate favorite, I used the Pro Longwear by MAC, and I'm in NC25 for anyone who wants to use me as a preference. Then going over with my NARS concealer, I just basically put it on areas where I just kind of want to have a little bit of exposures, you know, so my under eye, my nose, the bridge of my nose, my forehead. I need some brightening there because I got 3-finger forehead. So I do it on my chin and my Cupid's bow. I know for Cupid's bow it kind of helps with kind of like bringing my lips out there, which I don't think I necessarily need that, but I just like the idea of it. But for the chin, I don't know why I do it, but I guess it kind of works, it kind of helps. With what, I don't know. That's basically it, and I use a beauty blender, nothing fancy. Then going over and set it with a translucent powder by Laura Mercier. Basically I went over it with a brush. That was the Sephora brush in 91. I did go over with my beauty blender too to kind of, you know, bake a little bit underneath the eye because it really helps with, like, for example, I have really oily skin. So for anyone who has oily skin out there, I highly recommend you to try out baking if you never have done it before, because it's just so amazing. It prolongs your makeup for a really long time. So for me, for example, if I don't bake my face and I just go straight in with like a setting powder, my makeup can only last as far as for like 4 hours until I get like looking like a grease ball. But with baking, I feel like it really lasts throughout the day. Like, I mean, by the end of the day, my face still gets very oily, you know, but my face doesn't look like ridiculously like shiny. Like, it just doesn't look like I dumped like a whole bucket of oil on my face. So, and that's what it looks like when I don't bake. So really recommend it. That's all I pretty much did. Right now I'm currently baking, but what I did too is I used the MAC primer, the Pro Longwear paint pot in soft ochre. I basically use a generous amount on my eyelids. I don't want to use too much because I don't want it to kind of cake up in one area, so that's what I did. Going back what I have left on my beauty blender with a little bit of translucent powder, I kind of just set it into place. So further ado, I'm gonna go into my eyes now. So basically we're doing a peachier look today. I grabbed a Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I don't know if any of you have seen this or, you know, heard of or have seen it in stores. It's a palette made by Too Faced. Smells like peach too. I don't even know why I tried smelling because my nose is congested, I can't smell. I don't even smell anything right now, so it's unfortunate because it's such a nice scent to it. I'm pretty much just gonna be using like really just 2 shades of color right here. I did want to recreate that photo that I posted on Instagram. It's pretty much all that I use, but from like a different makeup line, and they look very similar to this. Starting with that, I'm gonna go in with a Morphe M504 brush. This is what it looks like. And I'm gonna go in with the shade Puree. Okay, well, Puree. It's just spelled like P-U-R-E-E, so Puree. And I'm gonna really build up that color. You know me, I like building my colors, so let's get right into it. I'm just gonna use this color as the main focus, and I'm gonna take my time as always and should distribute this color evenly all over. And just making sure there's no harsh line, because I mean, we're trying to go for a very soft look too, but it's not gonna be like too dark of look either, because we're not gonna use like any darker shade than those two. I'm just gonna go in with that and just kind of loosely blend it, just making sure there's no hard edges. Ooh, yes.
Ooh,
Hey, look at that.
Shadow. Oh.
I am working at a, like I can work it from this angle. I can work it from this angle.
Don't work.
And work it from this angle.
Don't break a finger.
I can flick my wrist, bitch. I hope you know. Yep, so that's, I mean, it's really just that basic. Like I feel like I didn't even try at this point. So it should be real easy. Go ahead and do it on the other side now, so fasting forward. Alright, so I pretty much did the other side. I'm gonna go in with this deeper red right here in the shade Summer Yum. Starting like right here. It really reminds me a lot of MAC Brown Script, if you guys ever heard or seen of that shade. Pretty much like a brick color, but this one is a little bit more softer, so if you're not like into like the whole bam in your face with that red brick, this one is a really nice color just to wear it by itself. I'm gonna keep that in the outer corner for now, using it as to kind of deepening up the V, you know what I'm saying? That's it. That's it. I'm gonna basically do the same thing I did on the top and make it, you know, happen on the bottom. So I'm gonna diffuse that color right down there, and you don't have to like take too much time. You just want to think about like how much you want to bring it down. So for me, for example, of course I always like bolder eye makeup, so I tend to go a bit further down. But this time I'm not gonna load any more products into the brush. I just want to keep like blending and kind of taking it all the way down as much as I can with whatever left I have. I did mention that it is a much more softer look, so you can definitely be more than welcome to skip this part, but I just want to put it in the outer corner just to kind of connect that V and make it so the eye is a little bit more smoky. Now the fun part, this is actually what made the look for me, is that I've never really used yellow. Now I'm just gonna go in with Sugar Pills eyeshadow in Butter Cupcake. It's a very bright yellow. Going in there. And I'm gonna just patting motion. I'm just gonna press and pat and just go in with it. And you know what you can also do too is going back in with the first brush, you know, kind of what I was saying, you can kind of sweep away any dusty part of the eyeshadow that kind of didn't make it to the corner, and kind of just sweep it off, making sure that it looks very blended, because we obviously want to make sure everything looks very cohesive with each other. So just kind of take the time to kind of sweep a little bit and blend. So what I will be doing, and hopefully I'm gonna do well on this, because each time I do liquid liner I tend to build and I tend to go over the amount that I should be using. So let's just pray to God this is gonna be okay. So let's start from the inner corner hopefully, and then work my way out. That's usually a lot easier. Then I'm gonna just drag that bitch out. Yep. Gonna drag it out. This is happening real quick. Okay, I'm gonna just leave her alone for now. So my way out, yes, work it, drag it. Okay. Alright, so here, wing liner. Cheers. All I did was I'm gonna start from the inner corner and then I drag it out. I tend to always use either my ring finger or my middle finger, you know. I usually just kind of hold it into place. I'm not dragging it. Sometimes I do though, not saying I don't. But I tend to just hold it there so that way the skin is not moving and, you know, all that kind of majig. So there you go, holding. Alright, I think that's a good enough wing for today. There's gonna be a lot of mistakes and a lot of regrets, so I'm just gonna leave it right there for now. Going in with my other line, wish me luck. Alright guys, I think I'm done with my wing liner. I almost fucked up on this one, so I had to go back and change this one, and then I had to do the same thing on this. Okay, I'll take it. So I'm gonna go in with a waterproof slim eyeliner by LA Splash. The way how the brush goes, it gets it right in there. Next step is just really mascara. I have this one right here. This one is my one of my favorites by the Estee Edits, and it's also a brand by Estee Lauder, so woo.
Hey guys, unfortunately the camera didn't film me filling in my brows, but it did pick up from where I left off though, so of me cleaning my brows and all, so super sorry, but I will still leave the description down below of the products that I use.
The next thing you want to do, you just want to just use a concealer, foundation, whatever, to kind of clean around it. I'm going to use a NARS Radiant Concealer that I use for my under eye. I'm going to go in with the Sugar Pill brush. I think it's their lip brush. Yeah, so I'm going in with their lip brush because I find that it gets into the smaller crevices of my brows a little bit better. Alrighty, I think my brows are on the same page right now, so I don't think they like each other right now, but I think this will do. The next step is the fade. I'm using with MAC 100. This is the number 100, whatever. I'm gonna go in with that, much cooler shade, and I'm gonna just chisel out my cheekbones. So now that I got my face kind of all sculpted out, I'm gonna go in with a much warmer shade now. So I'm just gonna go right on top of what I sculpted out there and kind of just diffuse this bronzer shade on. I don't really have like a set routine of how I do my nose contouring, but I do like using this brush too because of the way how edged out this brush is. It creates a really perfect line going up and down, so I tend to be a bit messy with that, but it works. I tend to kind of make a quick stripe going downwards, so to kind of create like that really snatchy nose. So I'm using the Morphe M501, and I'm gonna go in with a much this lighter color right here that we use for contouring and kind of shading shadows. The reason why I use this one is because it's not so dark, it's not so red, it's not so orange, and I'm gonna apply this right in there just to kind of create shadows, creating a really elongated nose. So I'm just gonna go right into there, just connecting from the brow and the crevices of the eye, and see how it makes such a huge difference already. Like, and you can feel free to use the same brush too and kind of just connecting and, you know, stroking down the nose contour that we already have going on here, and kind of just blend everything out, making sure there's no harsh lines as always. So boom. I tend to go back in with a little bit of brightening powder, so of course I'm using the one from Anastasia and I love it. Yeah, I just go right in there, tapping off the excess and literally just brushing it. You see how, I don't know if you can tell, but it kind of almost brightening, but not really. If you can see in real life, you can actually see that it helps with a lot of brightening and kind of just setting down the powder and whatnot, if that makes sense. So before highlights, this is a more special look because we want to go for that peachy doll-like effect. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna create freckles. There's many various different ways to create freckles. I'm definitely not the best at creating them, but I'll try to mimic it. I'm gonna go in with this Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in dark brown. And with the pointed tip, I'm gonna really just focus on that area and kind of just do like a quick dot everywhere. And then kind of using my finger later on and kind of just like, you know, blend it outwards. I honestly don't think it works. I think it only works the first two dots, and now it's not even coming up. So I probably should have planned this out when doing the freckles. My stupid ass forgot that I have the brow gel here by Inedifit. I could have easily used this in the beginning. Oh my god. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bottom of that brush, and because this is a gel, you don't want to use too much of it, so I'm going to just load it up here real quickly, and that could have easily been what I would use. But anyways, going a little bit over
Oh, there you go. Now it's starting to show up a bit more. Alright, so I fixed it up a little bit. So luckily, Addie came to the rescue and got me some Q-tip.
Don't have a change.
Oh shit.
Except your face. Just need to change a little.
So the last thing you want to do after creating freckles, you want to just go in with a brush, you know, and go in with your translucent powder and kind of just set it a little bit so that way your freckles not going to move all over the place. Next up, I'm going to be applying some blushes now because I want to create a very doll-like effect. I'm going to be applying on areas where I don't normally apply before, and I'll explain why I do that. I'm going to go in with MAC blush in the sheer tone blush here in Gingerly. I'm going to go in a Real Technique blush brush, dab it in there a little bit, you know, and then going over on top of my contour and just really just slightly building it and dabbing it into place. I'm gonna go in with a much smaller brush, but this is meant for highlighting, but I use it as a blush. I'm using Morphe M510, and I'm gonna also use the same blush too, and I'm gonna just load that up. And I'm gonna apply this right underneath my nose, or around the nose center would be nice too. And I'm gonna apply this underneath my eye, kind of connecting from the blush to the shadow of my under eye, just to kind of create a more doe-like eye, if that makes sense. So here I'm using Too Faced Candlelight Rosy Glow with Sigma High Cheekbones Highlighter Brush. This is probably the best time to really pack it on, I guess. So next I'm gonna use, I believe this is the Nor Fairy by House of Lashes. Here I'm using MAC Viva Glam 5. Unfortunately, I just found out that they discontinued it. I'm extremely sad. Girl, why would you? Look at this. Ah. But anyways, I'm gonna go over with it. And the last things last, we're gonna set our makeup with a setting spray. So I'm using here a Urban Decay All Nighter from setting spray. It's legit. It's poppin', so let's do it. Alrighty, I think we're done. Yeah, so I actually am obsessed with this look right now. Basically, I don't do enough of these kind of looks, so I really should start, but this is really much like a character that I would read in like a little cute children books. That's kind of the concept I was going for, very much like a doll. You can call this look as many kind of look you want. At first it was Peachy makeup, but now it's a doll like Peachy makeup. Who knows? Who cares? It's cute, it's poppin', it works. I'm pretty sure this is the type of look that works for anyone. The only thing that I will be kind of weirded out by is the freckles, because it's different ways for you to utilize different products to create those freckles, but I'm sure if you have a way to do it, then I would highly recommend you doing this look because it's just so simple. Like, I feel like you can wear this to go anywhere. Yeah, and it's just so light and angelic. I love it. So I hope you love this too. And if you like it, then please support and click on that like, click on that subscribe. Tell me what to do next time. I'm all up for news, you know, suggestions and all that kind of stuff. So, and I really, like I said, hope you like it. I will see you next time, and hopefully we will have more videos to come out with. Hope you enjoy. Have a good one. Bye.